Hey folks, what a view behind me. I'm at Black Bull Markets headquarters here in Auckland, New Zealand. Speaking of views, you can get TradingView paid plans for free at Black Bull Markets, saving you up to $600 a year. That's right, get either the Essential, Plus or Premium plans absolutely free, and all you need to do is trade from one lot a month at Black Bull Markets. And you can also get a 100% deposit bonus for your first deposit up to $1,000. All you need to do is click the Trading Nut link in the description below. You've probably heard me talking about trading with confidence, and honestly, it's a lot easier when you're not risking your own money. That's why I wanted to mention Blue Guardian. They offer instant funding or a challenge to get you started, and up to $400k in funding, weekly payouts and a 90% profit split, and they've already paid out over 15 million to traders around the world. Plus they're sponsoring Birmingham City FC and Chris Eubank Jr., so you know they're serious about backing performance. Check them out at blueguardian.com or check the link in the description.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's live. Break Trades coming to you live with another week of breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody had a great trading week last week. If you guys don't know me, I'm the resident industry analyst for the Trading Nut podcast, again, aka Blake Brinks Trades. And let me turn that off before I get muted. Snowfall's a great show if you ever seen it. I was watching this clips. Anyway, so my name is Blake Robinson, and I'm the aka Brinks Trades, and I'm resident indices analyst for the Trading Nut podcast. Every week I come on here live and break down charts for you guys, and cover a lot of charts across the currency and indices space. I've been trading for about a decade now, so it's been been a crazy 10 years, ups and downs. I started in the forex space, then moved to the indices, and then I kind of trade mixture of the two. Right now I'm back in FX because I love the opportunity that FTMO was presented, right, coming back, and so I'm really tackling those. And so there's a couple of things that I want to talk about. And while I'm pulling up my charts and pulling up some things, you guys feel free to drop where you're calling in from. I know this is a global call. Like I always say, it's really cool that we can see and talk to traders all around the world. Obviously, Cam lives in New Zealand, and this is obviously who the partnership is with. So it's been really cool to do these over the past couple of years. But, just drop where you're calling in from, drop where you're located at. And so, I talked just a second ago, I talked about the FTMO challenge that I'm taking. And so I want to update you guys on where I'm at with things. And I told myself my goal is that I want to get funded entirely with FTMO maxed out, and then start moving on to maybe some of the other currency or CFD / currency prop firms. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. I think I'm sharing my screen right now. So yeah, you guys can see here that I am currently taking this first challenge here, which is or taking the second challenge here. I already passed one. I've been going through the process of getting my account verified, or on the back end, filling out some things so I can get access to the first FTMO account that I took. But this is the second 100K challenge that I'm working on. If you guys know that FTMO They let you pass up to 400K in accounts, and then you can scale that 400K to I think 200, or 2 million. They give you like a account raise every so many months, something like that, if you meet their metrics. And so this is the second verification that I've done. I've already passed the phase one, the phase two, the challenge is the first phase, the verification is the second. And so you guys can see here that, I've been able to maintain everything. And I'm up about $3,500 on the account. I need to get to 5,000, right? So this is the profit target to get funded. I had a little bit of drawdown, about $1,000, a little under $1,000, about $800, $900 in drawdown. And since then I've been able to turn things around. So 3.5% gain, and on about a 2 week period, about 2 weeks. So I've been really, really careful with this, and obviously we've been dealing with a lot of things that have been going on with the tariff situation, right? And we want to make sure that we're kind of speaking to that tariff situation, and then also the government shutdown that's been looming. So the government's been shut down, in the U.S. for at least like last week or so. So with that being said, there's been a lot of kind of news releases that have been getting shifted around and things like that. So I wanted to make sure that I'm being very careful with this too. And obviously in accordance to FTMO's rules, they want to see me risk about 1% per trading position. So I'm really taking my time and really getting there. So all in all though, to be able to pass, a full challenge and a full challenge, phase one and phase two, and then, the phase one and almost halfway done with the phase two on a second 100K account with FTMO is really cool. And I mean, that's almost, wow, it's almost $30,000 of, simulated challenges profits that you had to reach. So it's a lot. And obviously, I'm just getting started building these accounts back up. So hopefully over the next few weeks to months, you guys see me get max allocated with FTMO and start, using that as an opportunity to make some money. So with these charts, I want to touch on a few things. Obviously, you guys know that I start with dollar index. That is my holy grail when it comes to understanding like what the markets are going to do each week and week in and week out. So there was a couple of things that I wanted to call out. Let me pull up this one. So on the weekly time frame, I've said a couple things now. I've said that the markets in dollar have been extremely bearish, right? You can see, we formed this, pretty much head and shoulders pattern, or, power of three setup, or however you want to call it. But we've been bearish pretty much since the beginning of the year. This entire year has been us moving in a downtrend, and I don't really foresee this ending anytime soon. So over the past couple of weeks, I said, hey, I want to see the markets. Trade. Maybe give us a little short-term rally and then start looking for this bearish to actually continue. And so this is basically what the markets have been giving us over the past few weeks. And so when the market was trading here, I said, hey, there's some trendline liquidity building up here. We have this old mitigated fair value gap that we see the market could trade back into. So I wanted to see the market really do that. And obviously it took a little bit longer than expected. I actually thought we were going to be here maybe a week ago. Like last week, but this is pretty much what we've projected and gotten. So we saw the market really run up into this old fair value gap here, respect it perfectly, and then give us a very sharp rejection. And so this chart, if you go back and watch old episodes or old videos, you guys can see that I've been calling this out for like the last few months. So what I want to see now, we'll jump into the weekly time frame on dollar, right? You can see that obviously we did run this level here, this 98.67 level. So this is the high. We came up, traded through it, and then it closed below. It's a good sign. We also respected, obviously, consequent encroachment of this wick here at the 98 or 99.8 level here. So this is a good sign that we want to see the market continue to keep going bearish. So what am I going to be looking for? I want to see us really start to invalidate some of these things that the market is going to want to respect if it's going to be on a bullish run. So ideally, I want to see the market start to form, breaks of structure in these lower time frames. This 4 hour, it looks like it's already kind of there. So ideally, I'd love to see something like this. Maybe us retest consequent encroachment of that daily fair value gap and then start running lower. So ideally something like that. right? But once we firmly break that, that's going to let us know that the market's ready to do what it's going to do. So going to the daily time frame, again, ideally, again, this is what I want to see. I would say any bearish idea that I have would be invalidated if we run this high, right? Especially since we're firmly respecting this fair value gap. I don't think we're going to go up here. And so if we do start to run up here, this is probably going to change my idea for the overall trade. So with that in mind, let's go to euro. And so I think euro, with dollar hitting its high, right, that we want to see, euro might be hitting its low. And so going to last week, pull up euro USD. There's a couple things that I wanted to see happen here. So we did take out these lows. We didn't trade into this overall fair value gap, which I thought we were going to, but we did invert this. So to be completely honest, I mean, with dollar being kind of like an inverse version of what euro is doing, ideally, we want to see the dollar maybe potentially start to go back up again, right? Obviously, it's not giving us, or euro start to go back up again. So we haven't really seen any types of breaks in structure or things like that from a daily perspective. But you can see here from the 4-hour perspective, we did have a very sharp rejection from this zone here. And if I go back to the daily, you can see that we did actually trade down into this overall old fair value gap here. Right there. So we tapped it, rejected it. So that's a good sign, right? So ideally, if we are going to follow what dollar is doing, we would like this to eventually start to break structure and go up. It hasn't given us that yet. So I need to see like a 4-hour break of structure before I start going long or start thinking that the market wants to continue to go higher. So ideally, this is what I want to see, something like this. If we are going to be bullish through this, like that. Now, with that being said, I can't advocate any type of personally me taking any type of longs on euro unless we see that full break of structure, right? So again, 4-hour daily, because this is very much in a downtrend in the higher time frame. So I definitely will be watching, and I want to go back to dollar really quickly. That just like we're on a uptrend here on euro or on dollar, we have to see something that's going to let us know that the market's really ready to go down firmly, right? We need to see lower time frame breaks of structure, right? Lower time frame alignment. Otherwise, we kind of have to stick with this bullish idea. So I'm going to be very patient. I want to see what the week is going to give us, right? Obviously, we're in this very interesting time as well. So I can't really advocate, us shorting this until we get very clean, obvious structure breaks, right? And same thing on the 4-hour, something on euro. So right now, I think to start the week off, I definitely want to see more information on Monday to see what the markets are actually looking like. So that's my first thing coming up off the bat. You can see here a little bit, more detail on GBP USD, but same idea here, right? So GBP actually set this thing off because we saw a very clean rejection of this wick here, which really led us to start this downtrend over the past month, pretty much. And so if I get rid of some of this stuff, just so you guys can see a little better. And I say this all the time that if you're a trader, if you're the mentor you're learning from, if they don't have dirty charts every week, then most likely they're not really trading for real, right? So every time I do this, come on, it's because I'm actually marking up these charts and actually taking positions, right? So really happy to be transparent in that sense. So ideally, again, same thing here. So we are in a downtrend. I don't want to discount that. You know what I'm saying? So I want to make sure that we are very respectful of this current downtrend we're in. But just looking at where dollar is sitting at and dollar is resting, so I think there's a chance that we could see some type of reversal. So again, I'm going to be waiting to see how we respect these 4-hour lows, or this 4-hour high. I'm sorry. And something I like on euro, I'm sorry, I like on GBP that I don't think I saw on euro. I could be wrong. Is there a little bit? Are this trend line liquidity building up here? So that could be a very easy target for us to want to attack and hit. So ideally, I just need to see some type of breaking structure for us to go start thinking about longs again, to match what we're seeing on dollar. If we respect this fair value gap that we're seeing here in this inversion, then ideally we could potentially go lower. So what do I want to see here? Ideally, we're currently seeing how we respect this fair value gap. So this is going to be the make or break. So there's two levels here. So I'm not really ready to short this. I wouldn't really be looking to short this again. I want to see how we respect this order block, this fair value gap that we're currently sitting in. We did come back down to consequent encroachment of that and retest it. So ideally, that's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. So ideally, again, that's kind of what I want to see here is the market tend to go higher. So ideally, again, it all depends on how we respect this fair value gap. If we start to show signs of bearishness, then ideally I want to see the market continue to go lower. But kind of in this inflection point, in the market where, again, I can't really trade anything officially going long because we're clearly in a downtrend here. But we might be getting to the end of this just based on, again, where dollar's at. Now, if we come out next week and dollar, again, starts to disregard its fair value gap and starts to invert this, then okay, I'm definitely looking for the longs on dollar to continue and the shorts to continue on euro and GBP. So it really depends on how we respect this gap. Again, I'm not interested in shorting anything until I see clean breaks of structure. So that's just my guess. And stuff like this, like when we go to odd, right? And I'm just gonna look at these really quickly because I did call this one out last week. Said I wanted to see the market go lower on this, and we had a crazy bearish Friday. It's hard to bet against a bit continued bearishness when you see stuff like this, right? You have to kind of respect it. But this was a really great setup last week. I played out on Friday. I actually didn't think we were going to get there, but we respect the consequent encroachment of that. I told everybody, hey, look, this is the fail safe, right? If we do trade back over this high, then it's most likely going to keep running higher. We did have a clean sweep of liquidity that happened here a couple times, right? We set this high right there, swept it, came up, swept it again, and then has spent the rest of the day kind of rest of the time rejecting from this, right? And so coming into this week, we started Monday off with just a retest of this, and then just kind of completely fell over. So that was a really good setup. I did not trade it this week. I actually was more focused on euro. But I mean, this would have been an amazing, clean, easy day, to be honest with you. So, same thing on NZD, right? All of these XXX Euro USD pairs, are keeping with the downtrend idea here. Again, we did at one time think the market was going to rally and go higher. It gave us a break in structure, traded back up into that level there. This was our fail safe last week. Again, I said, hey, I want to see this high really maintained and respected. It did, and then we spent the rest of the trading away. This is probably very easy trading on New Zealand dollar and AUD USD last week. So, yeah. So let's look at Nasdaq really quickly. I'm gonna head to the comment section, see if there's any comments. I don't see anybody on here. If you guys have questions, again, don't be shy. This is, again, you have the chance of picking the brain of a J trader who's been doing this for a decade, right? Unless you've been J trading for the last 10 years, man, I'm sure you guys got a question. So feel free to drop it in there, right? I'm not charging for anybody. This is my weekly give back to the trading world, right? So this is NASDAQ. I'm gonna honestly, NASDAQ, this was based on Trump's announcement, I think on Friday, about him raising tariffs on China, I believe. So they're gonna raise tariffs rates like 100%. Yeah, I'm gonna leave my comments to myself on that, but I don't think it's gonna be great for the economy. I think a lot of people are gonna be stressing especially with how much we partner with China on things for this, and so maybe it works in the long term, but in the short term, a lot of people are going to be hurting. So that basically resulted in us losing almost 2,000 points, I believe. Well, about 1,300 points in pretty much like 5 minutes, or like, yeah, a couple hours, a few hours. But over the course of the day. So what do we have here? Actually, to be honest with you, I'm gonna stay away from this. I would argue it's really hard to call what's going on with NASDAQ right now. This is probably one of the times where I could give you a projection. Like, I would like to think that with this break-in structure, we gap down below these gaps, that we could keep running lower, right? We could keep shorting this. But you never know, because he could reverse what they're saying tomorrow and just pull everything back, and this thing would rally right back up to the top. So it's like, I don't want to play with this. And that's probably gonna be the same thing for ES and YM. Ideally, I'm gonna say I'd like to see bearishness. So like all three of my indices, I would like to see bearishness. Um, but it's really hard to tell. And then obviously gold, we would like to see continued longs here. We traded into this overall fair value gap here. And I would look for the market to be taking the highs, right? Obviously, gold is probably going to keep hitting new highs. Gold is going to hit some crazy highs over this presidency. I'm going to be honest with you. I think this is year one, right? And I think, over the next few years, I doubt it's going to tank. So investing in gold is probably a really good opportunity. Obviously, I can't give financial advice, but it's kind of my thoughts. So, yeah, so this is going to be my BSL target. So ideally, I want to see us take the high. That's the only thing I can really project to. Maybe we run down and attack this one more time, get some liquidity, and then take it to the highs. We might not even see that, but that low of a pullback. But gold's on fire right now. If you're investing or long-term investing, it's a good asset to hold. So, so that's all I got for you guys. So what I'm gonna do is drop a link to my social. Again, if you guys are at brinkstrades.com, check me out. Or brinkstrades.com. Check me out at talentedtentrading.com, and I'll drop a link there. This is my community. I'm actually going to be giving away, I think I'm going to announce this in the chat Discord later, but I'm going to be giving one person who's in the general chat the opportunity to join the mentorship for absolutely free. They just get ushered right in and they can get access to everything. And so, again, I have a Discord. It's called talentedtentrading.com. If you check out that site, it can take you directly to the free version where you can hop in the general chat, potentially get entered in that competition to be able to, join the Discord for free. But then also you could join the mentorship group, which is, basically where I teach. It connects to a WAP account or a WAP page where you can have access to like over 30 videos of me breaking down my strategy. Then also, you get the Discord where you are where it's more of a community of me talking directly to the students and basically outlining everything that I want to see. Every trade, every major position that I take is usually outlined with some type of idea there. A lot of times I try to go live. I have been able to go live recently, but going live in the Discord. But you can see this past week, I was able to call out pretty much the overall move, right, that I took to make that basically 3.5% gain on the account. And it was actually more than that because I was actually down. I think it was probably closer to 4 or 5%. But yeah, so yeah, so that's where we're sitting at. So ideally, even talk about the loss that I took on Friday, right? So the loss, again, managing your psychology is important. And, I had a very small lapse in judgment on Friday about positions, trading, and things like that. So overall, I think I was sitting up 4K on the account. Now I'm back down to 3,500, which is cool. All I need to do is get to 5,000. So ideas, different things that I talk about in price that we see all the time. And so again, this really helps you because it's not enough to just know the strategy. You have to know how to apply it. And so I've been drilling into my students this setup that over and over and over again that plays out in the markets on a very, very, very familiar basis. And so, and it's basically formed the basis of how I take positions and how I enter into the market. So hopefully they're getting a lot of value out of that. Hopefully they're growing as traders, and I'm seeing stuff, right? I'm seeing gains. We had Tony posted here on Friday or Thursday about how he took the power 3 and he saw that setup, right? So that's a really great play, very great setup. There you go. So yeah, so he's doing his thing. He's getting withdrawals. So there's a few other traders here that are doing their things as well. So I'm really excited for that. But yeah, hopefully, hopefully they continue to grow and they continue to share their stuff. So I'll stay on for any questions that you guys have. We'll go from there. Let's see if there's any comments. This is a quiet session today. Not a lot of people have comments. So Darcy Day says good luck, buddy. Appreciate it. Yeah, so that's awesome. But yeah, so we'll see as I pass again my journey, to becoming a funded trader with FTMO. I'm already funded, but a max allocated trader with FTMO. And then also, I guess, my journey to, hopefully trade for hedge fund one day. That's my goal, right? So again, that's what I'm giving back to you guys. And hopefully you guys continue to and take this. If you have questions, just hit me in Discord, hit me in social media, because that's the best way to get in contact with me. So all right, guys, I will let you go and have a good rest of the week, and peace.
Hey folks, what a view behind me. I'm at Black Bull Markets headquarters here in Auckland, New Zealand. Speaking of views, you can get TradingView paid plans for free at Black Bull Markets, saving you up to $600 a year. That's right, get either the Essential, Plus or Premium plans absolutely free, and all you need to do is trade from one lot a month at Black Bull Markets. And you can also get a 100% deposit bonus for your first deposit up to $1,000. All you need to do is click the Trading Nut link in the description below. Hey, if you like futures because of the tight spreads and clear setups, go check out Blue Guardian Futures. They let you start trading futures with up to $450K in funding. The best part, you keep 100% of your first $15K in profits, then 90% after that. No activation fees, weekly payouts, and they're sponsoring Chris Eubank Jr. and Birmingham City FC. Go take a look at blueguardianfutures.com or click the link in the description.